Hey guys, this is the Mora Bushcraft Black. I got this knife because I've seen so many people say so many good things about it, and because it has a 3.2 millimeter thick blade. Now, before I had this knife, I had the Forester, which is basically the same knife, only difference is the blade. The Forester I think has a 2 or 2.5 millimeter thick blade, and it's stainless steel. When I got this knife, I really liked it because of the added weight. Makes the knife feel a bit more robust in hand, a bit more like you could trust it. Unfortunately, I have not worked that much with the Forester, so I got a little surprise. But I have used the knife off and on until one weekend where I decided to use this as my only knife, and I did. When whatever needed to be cut got cut with the Bushcraft Black. In addition to that, I shaved wood, all sorts of wood, pine wood, oak, plum, beech, whatever I could get my hands on. I just made wood shavings, and it went well. Now, the edge angle on the 3.2 millimeter thick Moras is about 12.5 degrees per side, surely made to have a longer lasting edge, just like the robust is. Now, at the end of the first day, I was wearing gloves because my hand got a bit tired and I felt a bit of discomfort. So I took off my glove and I got a nasty surprise right here. I had a blister, a very ugly blister, and that was a premiere. I never before got a blister from a Mora knife. Now, I was probably not being careful because I was squeezing the knife really hard and making real hard power cuts. Right now, when I shave wood, harder wood, and I have to squeeze my hand harder and do a lot of power cuts, I feel it right here bothering me. But nevertheless, it was a premiere for me. Now, I have not sharpened this blade since I got it. I put a micro bevel on it to protect it from chips and rolls, because it is my experience with new Mora knives that if you don't put a micro bevel on it, you might get microchips or roll the edge a bit. I didn't roll the edge on this one, even though I abused it a bit, but I got some small microchips, and I noticed those when I was cutting pine wood. I had some little fuzzy pine wood particles right where I had the microchips. It does not affect the functionality of the knife in any way. However, I expect that after I clean the whole blade up the first time, I won't get that. The bluing I like. Hangs on very well. You can see the most used parts of the knife, and does give the knife a more tactical look. Now, when I got the Forester before this one, I was expecting the handle to be more like the 700 series. I've tested the 746 and I really liked it. This is it. And you can see the difference in thickness of the handle. This handle is the most comfortable Mora handle I have worked with. And it is a very inexpensive knife, very inexpensive. I like the 746 because it has a stainless steel blade, and I think stainless steel definitely has its advantages for bushcraft, for just a dirt knife, so to say. And like I said, I was a bit disappointed of the handle. Now, the spine is very sharp and strikes a ferrocerium rod very well, and I like that. I wish I could see that on more of their models. Unfortunately, this is not the best slicer because of the edge thickness and the edge angle, not the edge thickness, the spine thickness and the edge angle. It's not the best slicer comparing it to other Moras, not to other knives. but it does a decent job. If a slicer is what you're looking for, a clipper I think would be the best option, or the 511. Very good options for that. As a carving knife, yes, sure, any Mora will be a good carving knife, but this one is lacking a bit because it has such a wide blade. And like I said, 3.2 millimeter thick blade, 12.5 degrees per side edge angle, such a wide blade. I think that the robust is a better choice. 3.2 millimeter thick spine, 12.5 degrees per side edge angle. It's a small difference to the other Moras. And the blade is a bit narrower. Now you have about the same amount of blade length, maybe a few millimeters less on this one. But the price difference. You can get 3 robusts for the price of 1 Bushcraft Black, and I think that's a lot. You could get a robust, a companion, and a 711 or a 746 and have money left. And this handle never gave me a blister, and you can watch my test on this one. I really worked very hard with this knife. So this is an expensive Mora. 2 words that don't fit very well in a sentence. Sort of like jumbo shrimp. And that's the thing I don't like about it. Now, I do like the knife. I'm not going to get rid of it. I am going to keep using it. I think it's a good knife. Only downsides are the fact that the handle is not a bit thicker, and the price, which, like I said, I don't really think it's worth it. Unless you're a Mora fan, a Mora person, and then you just want to add this because maybe you like the Forester or their other models, and say, well, I'd like a thicker blade with a squared off spine from the get-go, so I don't have to put all the work in. Now, the sheath. I like this sheath. I think it's one of the better Mora sheaths. It has this swivel here. You can easily fit a belt through this loop, a leather belt, or a clasp from a Cordura belt. You can spread this apart, fit it, and you can wear it on your belt. Not a lot of weight. You can also have this as a neck carry. I don't do neither. I carry this like this, swivel down here, and inside a fleece pocket, or with cargo pants right here. I started doing this when I was carrying my Forester, and for some reason I didn't give it up. Now, sometimes I will carry it on a belt, but not that often, because it's just a lot of hassle to take the belt off, put the sheath in, and then take it off again. A good knife, but bugs are killing me. They're going for my eyes. A good knife, but a bit expensive. That's my opinion on this. If I failed to mention certain things, if you have any questions or comments, I will try to get to them as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe it helped somebody out. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and wish you all a great day. This is just in case somebody was wondering, how come Spartan Johns always gets those neatly cut logs for testing his knives? Well, through hard work and with a very, very good saw.